Alright, welcome back traders. It's Shane from Global Market Trader. I thought I'd take you through our Asian session. This is basically today's live trading on the Asian session, trading two currency pairs, the pound yen and the euro yen. This system that we trade and this particular session is running at around about a 78% win rate for us. So that's on 185 trades. So it's basically performing very well. And today was an interesting day. Today really highlighted the importance of sticking to your trade plan, making sure that the trades are executed according to your system. And we did that perfectly. We didn't hesitate at all. So it was really a case of making sure that we applied our trade plan. We'll take you through the session and just give you a look at how the trade's set up and triggered. The first thing we do when we come into the session is look at what happened in the US session. Usually a case of it's fairly flat, not a lot of activity. As we transition into the open of the Asian session, you generally find a move either up or down. So that's where we're looking to capitalize on. And you see here that we actually got that a little bit earlier. There's our start of the Asian session. So just coming to the close of the US session, we got a rally up, and we basically got a trade there. We didn't take this. This is part of the system trade, but there was a long there at 148.72 that went to target. So once we get a trade that goes to target, our next immediate thought is, right, let's look for a re-entry trade. Let's get on this trend. So once we've had our pullback that closes below our yellow momentum indicator, we're looking for a potential long setup. And we actually get that trade there at just into the Asian session there, but it doesn't trigger initially, and then price pulls back down and closes back below the momentum indicator and gives us a better entry. We just put our vertical crosshairs there and we'll just push that down. So there's our entry price at 149.42, and we decided to push that up to 149.16 just to get it up, so there was plenty of room there above that high. So we pushed it to 16. Our target on the trade, we actually worked our target there at 149.49, and you can see here that price just got us into the trade, triggered us in, and then it was a case of manage our stop. Now, once we close below that profit line, which is that thin green line there, we start to calculate our early exit stop, because our initial hard stop was working just around the directional. So that thick green line there is what's called our directional. That's out where our hard stop was. You can see price pushes down and just takes us out there, but we actually were working an early exit stop, and we had that working there at 148.85. Now the early exit stop was based on our incremental value. We take that away from the low of that candle. So we had 5 pips, so we took that away, and that gave us a value of 148.85, and we just got stopped out there. So that trade went out. But our rule for trading this session is 2 winners and done, and we have a circuit breaker of 2 losers. So that means that we're up for a second trade here, and we actually jumped in on the short here because we're getting our cross short there. You can just see that at the bottom of my screen. And that short had set up at 80. We just adjusted that down slightly to clear the directional down to 78, and got triggered in there at 11 o'clock Australian Eastern, and you can see there that the trade just went down, hit our money management level, which is our first thinner line, and there's our full target there. Our full target was at 148.62 and a half. We pushed that down to 148.60 because remember we adjusted on our, actually we pushed it to 61. We adjusted on our entry, so we just adjusted that slightly down, and you can see that the price went to target. So on the 2 trades we had, our first trade was a 28 pip loser, and our second was a winner of 17 pips. So just slightly negative on the session by 11 pips, but really seeing the value there of having a trade plan, taking the trades as they set up in their sequence, and just giving yourself every opportunity to potentially get back to positive on the session. Didn't quite get there. We ran out of time as well because our session finishes at 11:30. So basically we didn't have an opportunity to take another trade. But that was our early session for the the Asian session, we were tracking the Euro Yen as well, and I'll just very quickly take you to that. Okay, so our Euro Yen, very similar. We got a long that went to target there. Then we got the pullback. The trade sets up here. There's your little entry point, that little dot there, which gives you your entry point on the calculator. Now we needed to adjust above the swing high there, making sure that we cleared that level, and we did that. The only issue there is that, and we made this assessment pretty quickly, we pushed that entry up to 33. So we basically had 11 pips of, we were looking for potentially 11 pips. Our target was there at 132.46. There's our daily pivot there. That line is our daily pivot. So we definitely wanted to just work our target below that. Now, if we make a quick assessment of this trade, we already know that we're going to pay a spread away. We get in at 132.38. We're looking for a target of 132.44, and straight away we know that there is basically 11 pips minus your spread. You're looking at about 8 pips there. Then once you take the profit out of the trade, if the trade goes against you, you're potentially looking at 20 plus pips as a loss. So that actual trade setup there wasn't one that we considered because the risk to reward was no good. It was a smaller trade profile, and we just had to squeeze our target down because of that daily pivot. So based on our trade plan, we just ignored that trade and we passed on that, and we took the £2 yen trades. Now you can see that trade didn't go to target anyway, so it was a good decision. But really, at the end of the day, it's all about making sure that we work our probabilities, and taking a trade that is that tight just doesn't give us every chance of being successful intraday trading the Forex market. So thank you for your time, everybody. Look forward to providing another update shortly. And as I mentioned before, just critical to have that mental checklist or that written down checklist for your trade plan, just making sure that you follow that. And particularly in real time when you're trading in the markets, you want to make sure that there's no decision making that needs to occur that you haven't already thought about or planned prior to taking the trade. So if you're making decisions on the fly, then that's really reactive trading that has no statistical basis, and we want to kind of eliminate that from our trading. So looking forward to potentially seeing you in our live trading rooms. We have a 5-day free offer, so take advantage of that. I think you'll enjoy what you see, and look forward to potentially seeing you there. Cheers.